watch out, you know.
Yeah. Say watch out. Coach said watch out. So you gotta
Who's
watch
fighting
out.
for second place? That's all I'm gonna say. What is going on, people? We are back with another YouTube video. So it's like 7 in the morning. I usually don't train at this time, but I have with my client, Manny. He's getting ready for a competition too, so I just want to train him through a back section because he does not know how to train back. So I'm going to run him through a back section, and then I also get carbs. You guys know I've been in prep for almost 15 weeks, and this is the most carbs I've ever had in prep, so I'm definitely living in heaven right now. And also I got a little surprise for you guys. You know, I'm not going to say when I'm going to compete, but it's coming soon. But we're going to run it through, and we're going to warm up and just run you guys through a back workout and see how we're looking like too at the end in terms of posing and you know, the condition and all of that. So really excited for the show, and we'll crack on. So I'm gonna tell you, you're doing nothing right now.
Nothing? Oh my God, bro.
All right, go ahead and stop. So whenever you want to train lats, right, you also want to think about like your elbows scraping your ribs, right? So you never want your elbows out here. You also want to as tight to your body as possible.
Like attach yourself?
As tight to your body as much as possible, right? And also you don't have to go all the way back here. So it's just like, boom, that's movement right there. Okay? Because obviously you can take the lat all throughout here, but you can do other movements to target the other half of the lats. But right here, it's all about that lengthening. So right here is the most important aspect. So you gotta make sure you really get that stretch. What you're doing right now is just like, you're right here, which is like 60% of the movement. You need to allow that stretch. Now it's 100%, if that makes sense. So I'll show you. So number one, you wanna have this brace, right? You wanna have your chest against the pad. Obviously I'm gonna strap up. I was like a strap, so it takes your bicep out the way. And it's all back. Now usually I just stagger my foot. I get as tight as possible. I'm locked in. I kind of like internal rotate. Boom. This is you right here. You're stopping right here, but allow that stretch. Pause for like 2 seconds. Boom. 1, 2. Boom. As you can see, I'm not out here. I'm really keeping my elbows as tight as possible to my body. Boom. And also I don't have to go up all the way back here. So a good stretch. You're gonna feel it, like to a point where you can't even go any further. Stop. 1, 2. Boom. 1, 2. Boom. 1, 2. Boom. As you can see, my chest is braced against the pad. I'm well supported. Boom. Boom. And even with no weight, I'm already feeling that contraction. Good, right there. Allow that stretch. Pause for 2 seconds. 1, 2. Boom. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Right there. Go. Good.
Feels a little bit weird, you know.
Yeah, you're gonna feel it.
I gotta twist my hand kind of the other way.
Yeah, it's like because if you allow it to you're right here, which now you're just working your upper back until your lats. So you really gotta like internal rotate. It's like you gotta align your arms with your lats so you can really feel that contraction. It's sort of cues, but as you get better, I think your problem is you're good from moving from A to C, which is obviously the moving aspect into like the weight. You know how to like move big weights, but you're missing the middle point, which is B, which is the mechanical tension of the muscle, and that's how you grow in bodybuilding. It's not about moving weights. It's about you feeling the movement where you need to feel it so you can grow the muscle, right? So putting the right tension in the right places with the muscle. Good, right there. I got you. Good. All right. Yep. One more. Yep. Good. Right there. Why don't you introduce yourself to the audience? Tell me your name, where you're from.
My name's Uzu. I'm Nigerian, just like him. My Instagram handle is Big Natty.
Why did you want to do a bodybuilding show? He's in prep right now. It's like 12 weeks out.
So I'm 10 weeks out from my prep. I think the reason I wanted to do my bodybuilding show was just to see how far I could get, you know, just to experience it. You know, you never know if you're into something unless you try it, right? So that's why I'm just trying my first show. Hopefully it goes well, and then we can just see from there.
Yeah, he's a freak. I think he's gonna be able to get a pro card by December. So we're gonna try to do the Ben Weider, of course, do the Summer Shredding Championship. So he has a chance to win almost $6,000. And then afterwards, we'll do like a regional show, and also, of course, nationals in September at Virginia and Ben Weider. So we'll see. You know, I'll keep you guys updated in terms of just, you know, progress. But he's looking good at 11 weeks out. So we'll see how far we can take it. So usually when it comes to this one, right, bring your seat as high as possible. And the reason why is if you have too low, you're gonna start using a lot of biceps, right? You can start curling. But when you have high enough, you're like at a 90-degree angle with the elbows, right? But if you have it too low, when you pull, you're like using a lot of biceps, right?
Yeah.
But when I get that seat all the way high, everything's much aligned, right? So
Then these
back.
don't have to go all the way back?
Well, it just depends, right? You know, so of course, if you have it too low, you're not gonna get that full stretch, right? It's gonna obviously hit the stack, but just high enough so that you allow that full stretch, right? And you're able to pull. And another tip is you always want to keep your chest up, right? You never want to collapse. So chest is always arched, and all the movements is come from your shoulder blades, right? So as I let that weight down, I don't allow my chest to collapse, right? It's always up, right? And the only thing that's moving is my arms and shoulder blades. So protract forward with the shoulder blades, rather chest collapsing, and retract. So it looks like something like this, right? Boom, boom. Again, I'm not letting my chest collapse. My chest is always up. Align that full stretch. Pause. And you can see like it's my shoulder blades that's doing most of the movement, right? So it's like, this is my shoulder blades right here, right? It goes forward.
Then
My chest is up and then it retracts back, right? It's all in the shoulder blades. The movement's all in the shoulder blades. So give it a try. And you want to grab that handle as low as possible. So go lower.
lower?
Yeah, right there. Lower.
Yeah, I'm trying to get my strap in real quick.
You wanna, you're back here. And then always neutral neck. Neutral neck. Right there.
So right here?
Yeah.
Chest up.
Yep, there you go. Better. Yep. Good. Full. Go, go. Chest up. Pull. When I say chest up, don't lift your head up. There you go. Of course, breathe. Make sure you're breathing. Better. Slight pause in the bottom, 2 seconds, 1, 2, go. Better. All right, there you go. You see the difference?
Yeah, definitely good.
Definitely better than the way you were doing it.
The other one I do after my lower back too. Sometimes.
Yeah, so. One thing about being prep is as you get low on body fat, all your bone starts hurting. So my knees right now, no fat in between my joints. So all I feel is just like cracks.
Getting old, man.
For real. A week ago, I didn't have any energy. You put in some carbs with me. Look at me lifting like a whole house. But yeah, last week, you know, I was pretty much eating like 150 grams of carbs. Legit, had no energy to work out. But of course, coach Add a little bit more carbs today, so I definitely feel more energy. Hopefully I don't injure myself because I am kind of going too crazy. But back is my favorite, workout day, so we'll see how we feel. But this will be our top set, and then we'll do it back down. Take it easy. I don't want to go too much, but pretty much like two shot away from failure, so I just stopped. I'm not gonna push it, but yeah, definitely feeling good. You definitely have a lot of carbs today, so I'm gonna be a happy man by the end of the day today. 3, keep going. 4, 5, don't drop it, so you don't drop the weight. Slow, slow, slow. There you go. Your back is definitely weak.
I know. I feel like my
that's just because you've just been training, wrong this entire time you're training. But as you get better with the technique, you're gonna be able to drive more power and more mechanical tension to the muscle group you're trying to train. So it's not, as I said before, it's not about moving weight, especially when it comes to bodybuilding. The way you're training more like a powerlifter than a bodybuilder.
I used to be a powerlifter.
So, but it takes time and practice. We'll do a drop down, and this will be our last set. I'm excited, We'll see what the judges say this time in terms of because it's just been so frustrating the past, year, 2 years. You're too big, you're too that, your arms are too big. And I'm in the gym just training my ass off. And they're just telling me, you're too big, you're not good enough, so. That's one thing about bodybuilding, though. You gotta be patient, right? So you guys might be asking, why do we, stack all the plates up top? And the main reason why is one thing about the Prime machine is you can load it at different aspects to obviously, generate force at a certain part of the, muscle group. The back or the lats are really strong in the length position. So you want to make sure that the machine is heaviest at that point. So when you stack it at the top, it's heaviest where your strongest at. So you can generate a lot of force. The more force you can generate, the more hypertrophy or more chance of the muscle growing, if that makes sense, right? But if you just wanted like an even profile, you stack all the plates in the middle. But I'm all about optimization. I'm gonna place all that load where my lats is the strongest, which is up top with the pin. 4, good. Good, right there. Full protraction, go. Good, right there, yes. Good. Now from this point on, this is the way you should be training now, okay?
I got you, I'm gonna send you videos too.
And then obviously progressive overload. You're gonna get better and better. You're gonna be able to, add more weight as you go on. But again, the way you train, that's how you train like a bodybuilder, right? You're not just moving weight. You're moving weight with purpose now. Yeah. For the past 3 years I've been training at this gym, that's the only back machine I've been using. Yeah, I've been training at Offline for almost 3 years now, so that's how I got my back so big. And Offline has probably one of the best equipment you could ask for a bodybuilder, right? They have everything. Yeah, so I feel like when you have a good gym, it just makes the job of obviously being a bodybuilder a lot easier. So Offline is a great place. And yeah, I mean, I don't even go to any other gyms because why would I even go to any other gyms where my home gym has everything, so. But right now we're gonna move on to some RDLs. And of course, I'm gonna explain why we do RDLs on back day. So when it comes to RDLs, right, obviously I know you do RDLs on your hamstrings, which is okay. But our RDL is very, very similar to seated leg curls, as I told you last week, right? Mm-hmm. But I like using the seated leg curls instead of the RDL on for hamstring because the seated leg curls, you have support, right? So you can direct all that force
the hamstring?
Just to the hamstrings, right? Mm-hmm. But compared to RDL, where you're using your glutes, your lower back to move the weight. But I do like doing RDLs in my erectors, right? The erectors are this muscle right here, right? This is lower back, but they also run right here. So it's like a tube-like muscle alongside your spine, right? But usually, when I'm in erectors, I'm usually just focused around this region right here. So a good way to kind of like, of course, bias your erectors is by having your upper body parallel to the floor, right? So that's the movement right there. Of course, if you were training your hamstrings, you would stop right here, right? This is a hamstring bias. But if I want to do, obviously, erector bias, I'm a little lower, right? So now I have a longer moment arm for my erectors to do most of the work, right? And you're not gonna be surprised. You can move a lot of weight. I think I've done like 6 plates on this, but you just get better over time as you do it. So usually I grab it. This might be too low for me, but that's okay. Take 2 steps. Boom. Boom. And of course, if I was training my hamstrings, I would stop right here, right? But I'm training my erectors, so I take it all the way low here.
So it's gonna be something like this.
Yep. So now this is what you're doing right now, right? This is you right here. What's wrong with this position? You're rounded, right? So you still want to keep a rigid spine position. This is strong. This is weak, right? Right there.
Okay.
Good. Now keep the bar close to your body. That's too far out. A little closer.
A little closer?
Yeah. Right there. Good. Good. You're too narrow. Go wider.
On the grip?
Yeah. Just like a normal RDL. There you go. Good. Yep. Perfect racket. All right, good set, good form. Quality reps, come on. Perfect.
Not bad. Not bad.
That's not bad, you know. I feel like the best people in the world, right, with the biggest back, including me.
Yeah, you count though.
We're really, really good at handling a lot of weight in this bent over position, right? I mean, imagine moving 600 pounds off the floor. Your back will get bigger, regardless, right? So, and a lot of people that have width, right? You see a lot of people that have width, you have this problem too, but you have no thickness in your back. And that's just because you're not doing movements like this. So with you, I say with you, you don't have thickness in your back. So if you really get good at this, in terms of you like progressing every single week, you're gonna have that like, 3D effect to your back because your back's kind of like flat right now, right?
Yeah, it is.
And that's just because you just don't have any thickness, right? And the best way you have thickness is obviously the rolls, the erectors, and obviously over time you're gonna get better. I mean, this is your like first year of bodybuilding too, so it's just like, of course you're gonna have holes in your physique, but as you develop, right, you have the right tools at your hand, you're just gonna get better and better. So that's all it is. So this would be my top set. I'm not going any further. I don't get injured. I got to show. So one thing about bodybuilding is, right, I make money from my physique, so I pretty much have to be careful in anything I do in my, in the gym, right? So you guys will never see me playing basketball or just anything else on my sports I don't do, because of course if I get injured, my job is like I can't get paid.
That's how you get paid, yeah.
So I gotta be careful in terms of like just stuff I do in the gym and stuff I do outside the gym too. So, but that's just like any other sport, right? You gotta be careful what you do so you don't get injured. So you can either do an RDL or stiff leg deadlift. I was doing stiff leg deadlift, so that's soft. But I like doing RDL better. I don't know. But it just depends on what you like. Still the same concept. You still train those erectors. He's gonna be a deadly force. You guys better watch out, you know.
Yeah. He said watch out. Coach said watch out. So you better
Who's
watch
fighting
out.
for second place? That's all I'm gonna say. But in terms of like just coaching, I have a lot of really like good people on my team, and I'm really excited to, you know. My goal at least this year is to get at least one person their pro card. I'll be happy with that. So, I got 2 girls, of course, Manny, and also got this one guy too. I'm not gonna say his name, but he's also pretty good. But you're gonna do one more set.
I'll do one more. I'll go up one more.
You wanna do 4? Yeah, go out for 4.
Hey, future IFBB pro. You know, hopefully I could become like him, you know, get my pro card and just make that a career, you know. Start training people too.
It's possible, you know. It's definitely doable. Go for it. Come on. Yep. Go for 6. Work it. One more. God. Just because they be like, oh, my back is hurting. But you're training your erectors, of course it's gonna hurt, right?
No, you just get stronger.
And then that's how you get that 3D effect with the back. And the reason why you can beat a lot of people from that movement is a lot of people don't do this. So that's why if you look at their back, they have width, but there's no detail. And this is how you get the detail right here. I can't go home to eat some carbs. I got like a whole lot of carbs today to eat, so I'm really happy. It's like 80 grams of rice.
Hey, this is the 3rd time you said that. This is the 3rd time you said that.
I'm in fucking heaven, bro. I'm about to just be like, you guys don't understand, bro. I've been dying for the past 14 weeks. We got one more movement and then, you know, we'll go from there.
All right.
So same concept here, you know, while we stack it on top, of course your lats are really, really strong in this position. So you want to make sure the machine is heaviest at this position. So that's why we stack it up top. When we were doing our single lat pull down, right, we were training the lats in the, you know, length position, right? This portion of the movement. But also, the second part of the lats where you can go all the way back here, and we're gonna use this movement to target the other half of the lats, which is all the way back here, right? So we trained this aspect using the single lat pull down. Now we're gonna train the other half using this sort of machine. Obviously, same concept, to keep the elbows close to your body, right? And also you want the seat as high as possible. So usually if I'm training my lats, I have that seat all the way high. But let's say I'm training my mid back, like a movement that's similar to that. I'll drop the seat about halfway, so my arms kind of align. But if I'm training my lats, I have the seat all the way high, so I'm right here when I pull. If that makes sense. So keep the elbows close to your body, right? Train your lats, right there. So you don't have to have the elbows all the way back here, right? Just stop right there. Good, you train lats. Good, right there. So for your lats, you know, you don't have to have your elbows all the way back here. Now it's just more row delts and upper back. For your lats, like this is a movement right here, right? I need a haircut. I need a haircut. Doing prep, I just look like a bum. I don't care to take care of myself, which is bad. Like everybody feels like that though, right? You're like tired. The last thing you're thinking about is how you look. You just want to eat. But yeah, Good thing I don't have a girlfriend, so it's just me, myself, and God.
You said me, myself, and God. You only got yourself and God. That's what's up.
Yeah, so you can pronate a little, get a little more stretch.
So rotate it.
Rotate a little, get a little stretch, and then opposite. There you go, right there. Good, get that stretch. Good. Chest up. Good, right there. That's where you feel it. Good. Now you're training like a bodybuilder. Good. Keep the traps down. Don't shrug up. There you go.
I try to do one more.
Man, this guy can barely do 4 plays. It's like lightweight.
Look for that boy, they hate to see you in a form. They miss when you was in that Yoda kicking door. Look for that young like this.
So that's the last exercise. As you guys can see, when it comes to training back is really easy to train. I just feel like a lot of people just tend to overcomplicate it by doing like 10 different exercises in one day. And pretty much all you need is 4. So we train our lats in the lengthy position by doing some sort of single lat pull down. We train our upper back by doing some sort of chest support row. We train our erectors by doing some sort of RDL. And of course, we're coming back to the lats in the shortened position by doing some sort of lat bias row. And that's it. You know, you can maybe add like a little burnout by doing maybe some sort of barbell row to target the erectors and upper back and everything else. But that's all you need, you know?
Thank you.
And maybe a little, you know, one bicep movement. So it's all about just being efficient when it comes to the gym. Especially if you're someone like me that spends like 10 hours, 12 hours in the gym. You know, we want to be as efficient as possible, get in, get out. So that's the way I train in terms of like philosophy. You're just being effective and making good exercise selection. What you got to work on is your back, right? Better form, better tension, and that allows the muscle to grow a little bit more effectively. So, I mean, we're pretty much done. As you can see, 4 movements. And if you really get good at it in terms of just moving a lot of weight, you're gonna be gassed out by the time you get here. So,
you think I lost a little bit muscle size? You think I lost a little bit of muscle?
I mean, not really.
Not really? I think I did.
I mean, the best way to gauge if you're retaining muscle is your performance in the gym. So if you're still maintaining your performance, you're good. But let's say you're like losing strength, you know. Usually, let's say like you're struggling with a way that's easy for you. Okay, then you can say, okay, maybe I'm losing a little muscle, but as a natural athlete, you are gonna lose a little bit of muscle. Maybe like 2 pounds or 1 pound. But not to the point where you're just like stringy or something. And you still have a lot of way to go in terms of just like getting leaner, so. So we're gonna go pose.
All you niggas out here poison like snake venom. Codeine in my liver, rockin' Balenciaga denim. I'm boarded even when I'm sober, I don't need a jiggle. They sending all my niggas on a fucking joint.
All right, guys, so that was the video. Of course, we did a little, workout video with one of my clients, Manny. He's a beast, and I feel like he's gonna be able to get a perk by the end of the year, so I'm really excited for him. And hopefully, as a coach, I'm able to do a good job because, their win is my win too, so, I get really excited for my clients as they get, in shape. And of course, I'm going for Olympia too, so I'm really excited too. We're about, 2 weeks out. Well, and also, we might do another show before the 2 weeks, but it is what it is, Chicago. I'm really excited for that show because Chicago, Illinois is when I did my first, NPC show. So it's really cool going back home, do my first pro show in my home city too, so where it all started. So this show means a lot to me. But that is all, guys. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and just, follow me on my journey. You guys, if you see my first video, it was all about, tracking my progress, in bodybuilding. And hopefully you guys saw me as I grow as a person from my first video till now. So I'm really excited. So we'll keep going and keep getting after it.